What's up, guys? Dustin Heiner here with Master Passive Income. I want to share with you how I saved thousands and thousands, actually like $15,000 selling my properties myself. I don't use realtors to sell the properties. Now, I do use realtors to actually find and buy properties. I use wholesalers, I use other investors. I find properties every single way to buy them, but to sell them, you should never use a realtor to sell your house because you could absolutely and should absolutely do it yourself because you would save yourself thousands of dollars. Now, the way it works is when you sell a house, the seller pays for the realtors, the buyer's realtor and your seller realtor, 3% each. That's 6% off the top of the entire purchase price. So if you sell the house for $100,000, they're going to take $6,000. If you're going to sell it for $200,000, they're going to take $12,000 and so on and so forth. You can have thousands and thousands of dollars. In fact, I'll tell you, one of my coaching students, I taught him how to sell his house himself. He had a San Diego house. He was selling it for like $750,000. Doing it this way, he was only paying 2.5% as opposed to 6% because he paid for the seller's or the buyer's realtor. He saved himself like $30,000 on this entire transaction. He was super, super excited and he saved all that money. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do this as well. Now, the main reason why people go with a realtor is because they say, oh, there's so much paperwork. I don't know how to do all this sort of stuff. And I don't know what to really expect to do writing contracts and sort of stuff. What's great is being the seller, you don't have to do a whole lot. The buyers, they're the ones that present the contract. When you have the paperwork in your hands that somebody else wrote, all you got to do is line item things you don't want out. You don't actually have to create paperwork. There's really not much paperwork, and there's really not much to actually do other than showing the house, which it's your house. Just open the door, let somebody in. It's that easy. But here is the absolute key that you must do if you want to sell the house yourself. Don't put on, I won't say don't put on Craigslist. Don't rely on Craigslist to sell your house. Don't rely on anything else other than the MLS. Like if you put on Zillow, that's great. If you put on Trulia, that's great. The MLS, the multiple listing service, is absolutely where you need to have your property because then that replicates to Zillow, that replicates to Trulia, but it's also what all the realtors use to find properties. Now, here is a huge pro tip I'm going to give you. The way to get on the MLS for a very, very cheap rate, because normally you would hire a listing agent, they would list your property and put it on the MLS, and that's what they're charging you 3% for. You can do it for so much cheaper. This is the big pro tip I'm going to give you. Look up in any online search for a flat fee MLS listing. FLAT, flat fee, FEE, MLS listing. It's a flat fee. And what's great is you have realtors who are realtors full time, but they also know that people are doing DIY or do-it-yourself selling. And they want to make a little bit of money. So it costs money for them to put it on the MLS. It gets their name on there, which helps them to sell more properties, which is great. I bought an MLS listing. I paid $395 to get my house on the MLS. And you absolutely can too. Just literally search on, this is not a promotion for anything other than flat fee MLS. That's the way to go. As long as your property gets on the MLS, you're literally going to have all the eyeballs, every single realtor, wholesaler, investor, everybody's going to find you because once it's on the MLS, it's propagated or it's sent out to every other database out there, every other site, so that you get as many eyeballs on your property as possible. Now, what they're going to be looking for is a number of different things. What people are looking for, and you got to remember this, they're looking for, number one, price, but they're also looking for how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, size of the lot, square footage of the home, if there's any amenities, if there's a pool, if there's anything else like that, they're going to be looking at that stuff. So you need to have that stuff all written out. It's super, super simple. In fact, the flat fee brokers, what they're going to do is they're going to have a fill out form for you. You just fill out 1, 2, and 3 and submit it. And then you literally have your property listed. Now, once you have your property listed, it's ready and it's time to start receiving offers. Now, the other thing, like I said, people don't want to list it themselves because they're worried about the paperwork. What's great is it's the buyer's responsibility to submit an offer. They submit that contract to you. You don't even have to worry about paperwork. They submit that contract. Now, you should absolutely read through that contract, not just the price. Maybe there's stipulations like you need to pay this or you need to replace the roof or whatever it might be. Read through everything. Now, in the middle there, you actually have to be listing your property. Now, I'm going to give you a huge pro tip. When you're listing, getting pictures for your properties, I'm going to give you a huge pro tip how to make sure your house looks phenomenal. Now, on my website, check in the description, I will actually have pictures of my house that I literally sold. I took pictures of it. Here's a few things that you're going to need to do. Number one, clean up everything. Like literally clean up. You don't want clothes hanging out. You want to make sure it looks really, really nice. And on top of that, declutter. The less furniture, the less things that you have in the room, the better. But you do want things like a couch and maybe a coffee table, a bed in the bedroom, things like that. You want sparse things. You don't want it to be so full. You literally declutter. If you have a thought, should I remove it or not? Remove it. That's like the rule of thumb. Should I remove it or not? Go ahead and remove it. If you declutter, it gives the buyer the opportunity to envision what it is, but then what it could be with their own stuff. If you just have an open room, it's an open room. It doesn't invite and make you feel warm. You want to declutter it and you get rid of things. Another thing you want to do, remove all of your personal pictures off of everywhere. You don't want your face anywhere. You want your buyer to walk through this property and say, I can see my picture, my family picture could go right there. Let me put that right there. Or this is where this can go. We can have good family. Oh, wait, shoot, there's a picture of somebody else. This is somebody else's family. No, you don't want that. You want it to be that as they're looking throughout the entire house, they only see themselves living there. Another thing that you want to do is start taking pictures. Once you declutter, make everything look pretty, you want to start taking pictures. But here's a couple keys I'm going to absolutely give you. Number one, turn on every single light, even the hallway that goes down, even the bathroom that could be at the very end. Every single light inside the entire house must be on. You will absolutely see a difference when you're taking a picture, even if it's broad daylight especially too. Turn on lights everywhere. You're just taking pictures of it. So make sure you turn on lights everywhere. Even if you're taking pictures on the outside, turn on those lights. I cannot stress enough, make sure the lights are turned on. The best time, another tip is, the best time of day is usually at dusk or sunset. As the sun's setting, it's usually the best time of day, the best lighting everywhere, especially on the outside. Inside, you have the lights on everywhere. It just looks beautiful, much more warm and appealing. And people are like, oh man, I really like that house. Here's another huge pro tip I'm going to give you. What you want to do is take your cell phone. Just about every single cell phone is going to have a good function for panoramic pictures. You want to take your phone and stand in the doorway. Don't stand inside the middle of the room and take a picture. No, literally stand in the doorway. It's going to take a little bit adjusting where the phone should be, but put it about just a little below eye height, maybe a chest height, and you want to do a panoramic of the room. And here's the reason why. It grabs the entire room. It grabs everything in the picture. If you just take your camera and take a landscape picture of it, you're literally just probably going to see like one corner of a wall and a bed and maybe another corner. You don't want that. You want to see wall to the left, wall to the front, wall to the right, and wall to the behind. You want to see all that. And trust me, and if you go and see the pictures that I took, you'll see exactly the difference between not having lights on and having lights on, taking a panoramic, decluttering, and all that sort of stuff. But use the panoramic view, even in the bathroom, especially in the bathroom. It's such a tight shot. You want to make sure you get them the entire picture because these pictures are what's going to sell your property. Here's another big thing I'm going to tell you, another huge pro tip. When you're taking a picture on the outside, get a hose. No kidding. Get your garden hose and spray down the concrete. Get it wet. There's nothing like a wet concrete to make a house look more appealing than anything else. You get that gray concrete turned into like a dark, dark gray. It looks so much more appealing. Trust me on this. You will thank me. Just spray water, everything when you're taking that picture. It actually makes it look so much better. And another thing you want to do with your camera as you're taking panoramic pictures of the inside is you want to try different corners. Not just try different corners, but literally take pictures from different angles so you can put all of those. Like if it's a long living room or just a living room in general, you want one from one angle. You also want one from the opposite angle on the opposite side of the room so they can get the feeling of the entire room rather than just one side. Now, once you have your property, the pictures, you have the listing, you have it listed, you're going to start showing the property to people. When you start showing the property to people, you're going to actually be opening the door and even having an open house. You absolutely can do this yourself. Now, if you think about what a realtor actually does, A realtor really only does the showing. That's really the only thing that they would do. But shoot, you live in the house. Just open the door for the people. Now, I did an open house myself. I put signs. I just went to Walmart and bought for sale by owner, open house or something like that. Wrote the address and with arrows pointing it down. I had loads of people come to my house to actually look at the house because I put signs out. Plus, I put on the MLS listing. I said, open house on this Saturday at such and such a time. I had loads of people coming through the house. I didn't have to do anything. I just literally opened the door. I left the door open and people just walked right in and everything worked out perfectly. In fact, doing it this way, I got 5 different offers for my property. I picked the best one. It started at $299,000, then it went to $305,000, then it went to $310,000, and then I think eventually we got to $321,000. When I started, I think the offer asking price was $299,700. So it was right under $300,000. We got $20,000 or $23,000 above what we were asking because we did it the right way. You can absolutely do this. Sell the property yourself. And remember, the key is flat fee MLS listing. But once you have that down, you literally give that to a title company. Well, let's say you agree on a price, you agree on no repairs and modifications. It's clean. You agree on a price. You literally take that document, that contract that you sign, you then deliver it to a title company or send it back to the buyer's agent and have them open escrow. It's a title company. There are thousands of title companies. In fact, it's like a dime a dozen. There's so many title companies. You can use just about any nationwide one. They'll do just fine. They have different fees, but they're all going to be very, very comparable. You're going to be paying about the same price everywhere you go. So just open title with a title company, open escrow, and literally sit back. Don't do anything. And you guys, I absolutely love showing people how to invest their money and buy rental properties, making $250 a month in passive income. I actually want to get you started. Get my free real estate investing course. If you look in the description, masterpassiveincome.com/free course, I will literally give you my free real estate investing course showing you how to find properties, fund properties, and how to actually build a business where you don't have to work that job. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like the video, watch this one right here. I'll see you guys in the next one.